when I was young, I wanted to be rich, and I think a lot of people do. It's a very natural thing to want to be rich. It's not a hot take literally at all. But as a 22-year-old, I kind of had this thought of what would I say to myself in high school? What would I say to myself, a younger me, to help speed up this process? And so I thought it would be a good idea to come on and make a video for people that are in this situation, whether you're a teenager or you're in high school or whatever, right? 19 and younger, it does not matter how old you are. Just, I'm going to give all the ball knowledge I have and the stuff that I wish I knew. So one of the biggest things, and this is why I'm going to start off with it because it's the most important thing. If you watch this video and get nothing else out of it, know this. Stop listening to everyone online talk about fast money. Anything that's related to fast money, if you actually want to be rich, right? Not the idea of living in a penthouse and owning an SVJ and trading stocks. If you actually want to be rich, wealthy, the type of family that can take trips to, Amsterdam and then Greece and then do this and that, you need to get rid of this idea that you can, from literally no information, no knowledge, from zero, make 10K in a month within a few weeks. Like, it is not the reality. And a side note of that, you don't even need 10K a month. A lot of people have this fantasy of 10K a month. You don't need that. You don't need 10K a month to be rich as a teenager or 20, 30. People would kill for 10K a month. You do not need that. And so, the question would be, well, if I'm not going to make money fast, if I'm not going to do the type of business models that everyone else says to do that'll get me rich within like a month or a really fast amount of time, what do I do? And this is another distinction, right? Because a lot of business models online, they do work. They do work. Now, I know that sounds ironic, right? Or hypocritical, but they actually do work. Trading does work. YouTube channels and streaming, right? Getting donations or getting monetized. All of that stuff does work. Being an influencer, it does work. TikTok shop. The difference is, it is not fast. None of it is fast, especially if you're starting from zero. I'm going to go out on a whim and assume you have no real life experience, at least like in terms of selling things or how business works. And that is okay, especially when you're young and as a teenager, right? The only thing you actually need is a willingness to learn and get better every single day. And so as long as you have that, what you actually want to do is to develop a skill, an SKILL. That is the most important part. Stop looking at fast money. Start building a skill. The same way you build a house, right? You need a foundation. A skill is a foundation that you can learn at, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And by the time you're 30, that foundation will be so strong that, you could be making 300K plus and it would still be reliant on that information. Like, for example, right? If you got really into streaming, like really, really into streaming, what that would possibly stem into is you learning how to market yourself. You learning how to put yourself on all social media platforms. If you really dive into it and you really need to obsess over getting 1% better every day, not being perfect, but if you do this with anything, so say you get good at marketing yourself, you're trying to be a streamer, you down the line, whether it's a year or 2 years, 3 years, even if you're not doing streaming exactly, if you keep going with that mindset, you will make money. You will most likely be rich. And I know that sounds like, oh, there's so many streamers, but they're not so. Most streamers are not actively trying to get better. Most content creators, most people in general are not actively trying to get better. And if you think about this logistically, it makes sense, right? Most people have, this sounds kind of messed up, but most people have lives. And that's not to say oh, you guys don't have lives. Me and you, because we're in the same band together, there's more to life. There's a second type of life hidden behind this type of wall. It's just money. And you want to get there, right? I'm not selling a course. I'm not selling anything. I am preaching. Please learn a skill. That is your key to this second type of life. The life that you see these content creators live and these, the big baller type of people, bro, these athletes, it is accessible by rigorously learning on a skill. Now, for some people, that skill is sales. For some people, that skill is content creation, right? So that for some people that skill is talking in general. It does not matter. You could code, you can edit videos, you can edit websites, all of this stuff. It doesn't matter as long as you are getting better and better and better at this skill. It's the same reason why you can start as a teenager or you can start when you're 20, you're 30. It doesn't matter as long as every day you're committing to it. And if, by the way, if you're working a 9 to 5, even as a teenager, right, or if you're working a part-time job, there's really no reason you don't have enough time, especially if you're watching this video, especially if I go and see your screen time. Brother, I know you're scrolling, and that is time that you can put in to this type of skill, this type of foundation that will actually get you to where you want to be. You can live in your own apartment as, you know, when you're 20, 21. You can live by yourself. All it takes is developing a skill. And I know I'm kind of dragging it on, but that is the most important part. If you take nothing else from this video, learn a skill and lock in on it. Now, apart from that, another thing I want to say is that if you have a dream, if you have a specific dream, something that you want to be, don't look at anything else. Chase it like that is the only reason why you're alive. Like that is the only calling you have in life. Dedicate as much time as humanly possible to it. And by the way, this does not mean getting rich. This means, say you have always wanted to be a content creator. If you're in high school, right, especially if you're in high school, if you're in middle school, dedicate all your time that you would be gaming, right? You can still game with your friends and do what, but focus on at least getting like a video up every week, or if you want to get into, you know, coding, code something every week. Get a tangible physical thing that shows where you are progress-wise out every week, at least. And if you're really obsessed, you know, just start working on things every day. That's how you really fall into the rabbit hole. That's how you really end up on the other side, bro. So for me, for example, that type of thing is YouTube. Like, I go to sleep and wake up thinking about YouTube. And especially now that I started this new channel, I literally go to sleep and wake up thinking about what video I'm going to post, what the thumbnails are going to look like, what I got to test. I'm trying to, you know, really grow an actual honest community. And that's my biggest thing, like really cultivating what should the branding be. Because right now, you see my profile pic, dude, it's just like Shikamaru. Maybe if you're watching this at a different time, it's something different. But right now, it's literally just Shikamaru. I have no branding whatsoever. I don't even say my name. My name is Shubi. That's at least what I'm going by. But anyway, not to drag on. But what I'm really just trying to get at is, since you are young, you have so much time to experiment and improve and get better. And that is all you should be trying to do. Just getting better, doing the thing more and more and more. That's how you can know someone in high school, by the way, that like, oh, they use a camera a couple times, and you check on them like 2 years after you graduated, and now they're doing photography for the NBA. It doesn't take huge steps. It's just a bunch of small steps over the span of a year, 2 years, 3 years. You really can get somewhere from it. And I'm not trying to make this like one-to-one comparison. Like, we all know, for anyone that's like into games, somebody's probably told you before, oh, just make games, and then like you look into it and it's nothing like that. So I mean, something you genuinely like if you really like Roblox, maybe you want to be a Roblox creator. And I'm not, you know, there's so much money in that. There's so much money in being a Roblox developer. Obviously, if you don't like to code, whatever, just don't do that. There's money in YouTube. There's money in, you know, doing stuff on Etsy. There's so much money out there, dude. Don't let anybody deter you in anything specific or anything like that. Just keep going for it. Just keep grinding, doing the things that you actually like to do, and you will start building these skills. And, you know, over time, you'll see just how valuable everything that you've done in the accumulation really is. But with all that said, you also have to know, when you're doing this, it's not like you're just planning something that's immediately gonna like feed you, right? Like, you're planting a tree. Now the tree might hit in 2-3 years. I can't tell you when, but all I'm gonna say is, all that time while the tree is growing, brother, you're gonna be experiencing it. Trust me. Like, if you really deep dive into it, if you really have passion and love behind what you're doing, you're going to get so much more benefit out of it than just money. And you don't realize that until you start doing it for several months. Another thing I wanted to say, like the second part, is that while you're young and you're a teenager and you want to get rich, you're watching these Alex Hormozi, you know, edits and clips, and there's nothing wrong with Alex Hormozi. He's, you know, gives great advice. However, since you have so much time, What you really want to be doing is building your dream. Because your dream, if you put enough passion and thought and care into it, that will make you money. However, if you need money, right? A lot of people, you want to buy the clothes, you want to buy the cars, chase money. That is, and that should be a completely separate process. And the main reason I'm saying is because when I was young, right, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, and I would watch the Sidemen. I would watch, Minecraft YouTubers, Sky Does Minecraft, Sunday, Rip Sky Does Minecraft. I don't know what happened to him, but that those were the type of people I watched, and I wanted to be like them. And I just figured, that equates to money. However, one of the things that makes dream chasing hard is constantly being pressured by the finances, like constantly making things, especially when you're a beginner and it makes no sense. Ironically, like you have no business thinking about selling things yet. I mean, unless you're really confident and bold, but you should just be trying to build that dream. Like if you want to build an app, right? If you have a specific app in mind, just start trying to build that app. Just start like literally putting progress every day. You actually going for it, you'll make more progress than trying to make a bunch of money. Because I don't know what it is, but interpreting this goal of, oh, I want to make money, I want to make 10K a month, it most of the time, at least for me, it never really translated directly into actionable skills. Because if you think about what money is, literally you're just trading value. So if you make a video that's entertaining enough or informational enough, someone is trading you their time for it. So really what I'm trying to say is that if you just need money, get a job. Like do something that just generates money. If you're getting good at that skill, right, and you're at a point where, say you're really good at thumbnail design, okay, then try and sell thumbnail designs, right? Or if you're really good at web design, start selling web templates and doing stuff like that. But if your dream is to make this, marketing social brand, don't put all your effort and time and all your passion into selling website templates if that's not what you really want to do. Put 80% of time into your dream, especially when you're a teenager, when you're young, and then the other 20%, like just make the money that you need. Whatever, like the rest of the time you have, make the money that you need, but put all your time, all your effort, bro, into what you want to build. If you make a YouTube channel just trying to make money, it's almost certain to fail, because you're not going to intuitively want to improve. You're just going to want to improve enough to make money. And that it doesn't help you grow. It doesn't get you to the point where you making videos that warrant people wanting to give you money. And that's just for YouTube, right? I'm saying if you want to get into video editing, if you just do it for the money, it makes no sense. Because there's other jobs that you could probably make more doing, and instead of sitting down for grueling hours, unless again you're really passionate about it and you want to build that as a skill. Okay, that makes sense. Then do that. Invest time into the skills that are kind of not close to dreams, but like you are passionate about. Work will become way easier. And the whole thing where older people, people in my generation, older generations, are like, oh, just wait till they grow up, bro. If you invest in a skill, all your time into a skill you enjoy, you will not have that problem. I promise. All these old miserable people, don't listen to them, dude. Just do the thing that you're passionate about. Please just do the thing that you're passionate about. Don't fall into the traps of all these old people, these boomers. Please don't listen to them. Your dreams will take time, and that's completely okay, because like I said, as you grow your skills, you will become more valuable and you can make more money, but also, your dreams become easier, they become more tangible. So just put thousands and thousands of hours into a specific skill set, instead of trying to get a job and work like 50 hours to make money, from CVS or something, because that time is much better spent investing in that skill when you're young, when you have that much just free time, that open time. An example of what I would do if I was in high school again would be like, if I woke up in my high school body, I would probably make a YouTube channel like first day on site, and I would at least be trying to post 3 times a week. If you look at the channel right now, I'm trying to post a video like every day. Sometimes I've been posting 2, and that's just because I really want this. Like I really want online income. I really want to not have to go on LinkedIn every single day. I really want to help people. I really want to grow community. I have these wants, and you know, I have a feeling if I woke up in high school, I would probably have this same level of determination. And so I kind of like, I would say commit to 3 posts a week, but to be honest, if you have time to do it daily, which I did, besides like when I was playing basketball in high school, but if you have the time, bro, just do it daily. Post a shitty video every single day, a bad video every single day, or at least 3 posts, like bad posts every single week. Because when I say 1% better every day, what you don't realize is like how much better you can get in a week, how much better you can get in a month. Like, you might be like, oh, my videos are doing nothing this week, right? But if you only post one video every week, obviously you're not improving that much. You need to be posting, ideally, in my opinion, once a day if you want to be, any type of social media person. Like, you need to be putting your presence out there, but more importantly, building that skill. And again, like, reaching this out to other audiences that, if you personally don't want to be a YouTuber, if you want to code, still, commit to a project every week, get better, learn more of Python, learn more of, the HTML, CSS, Java, like, just get better at that. Stay consistent and improving every single day. You will be guaranteed success. That's the funny thing. It's just no one sticks around long enough to see the guaranteed success. That's the really crazy part. Like I said before, this is not fast money, and this is instead like planting seeds for a tree that you'll see in a couple years. As long as you can accept that, you can be Sisyphus pushing that rock up the hill, laughing, smiling, enjoying your freaking time, because while you're pushing that rock, you're holding a freaking pina colada. I don't know. But yeah, with all of that said, don't let a bunch of people older than you scare you about your future and like what you should be doing. You should be working, you should be doing this. You are the only person who has the most say of how you'll end up, of who you will be. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, even if it feels like you have no control, like you don't own your time, you're young, you're whatever, all these people, what they say you are, don't let anyone scare you. Like, if you are chilling, you're fine, you have enough time to game, you have enough time to build a skill. And build that skill for a year, build that skill for a year, you will be unrecognizable. I promise you. As long as you're getting better 1%, that's all you really need to do. Stay consistent. You'll have a great life, man. With all that said and done, thank you for watching so much. I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching my journey at the same time, trying to get 1% better. If you check all the videos on the channel, we are pushing full steam ahead, trying to get to 100 subs, then 1,000. But more importantly, grow this community, make actually good content. So if you have any feedback, please let me know. I appreciate literally all of it. I respond to all of my comments. This outro has been going on a little too long. Thank you for watching. I love you so much. Peace out.